Good morning, children. Today we are again here with a new chapter from your course book. The name of the chapter is When I Was 12 and it is written by R.K. Lakshman. About the writer. R.K. Lakshman from 1924 to 2015 was one of modern India's most important political cartoonists. From 1951 till his death, his pithy, satirical attacks on the trials and tribulations of ordinary Indians, based in his character, the common man, appeared in the Times of India. His skills as a humorist were also evident in a few novels and many short prose sketches that he wrote over his career. He was a recipient of the Raman Magsaysay Award and Padma Vibhushan. Before starting this chapter, I want all the students to know that what is a caricature? A drawing or written or spoken description of someone that usually makes them look silly by making part of their appearance or character more noticeable than it is. So basically we can see that caricature is something like a cartoon character. When we develop the sketch of a person in a more funny or a silly way, it is known as a caricature. So now we will come to the story of the summary of this chapter. This extract from R.K. Lakshman's autobiography talks of his first dalliances with the comic form as a child. He went to a municipal school in Mysore, patronized by the Maharaja. Of all things there, his arithmetic teacher scared him the most. Of formidable mien and possessing a comically aggressive moustache, he became the subject of Lakshman's first inadvertent caricature. So these lines talks about how Lakshman developed the art of caricaturing. So in his autobiography, he explains some incident where he started developing the art of caricature. First of all, R.K. Lakshman states that he went to a municipal school in Mysore, and that school had a huge influence on the Maharaja of Mysore, and the Maharaja of Mysore take keen interest in that school, and during those days the schools were very elegant, and out of all the things in that school, he was most influenced by his arithmetic teacher, and the reason behind that was his fearsome appearance and possessing a comically aggressive mustache. And that was the reason the arithmetic teacher became the first subject of his first caricature. So, in this scenario, we can see that as he sat in his class, his mind miles away from the sums. His absent minded doodle of the teacher morphed on its own into a half man, half tiger. Appreciation arrived soon after in the form of the teacher boxing Lakshman's ear to glory. So, in these paragraphs, the R.K. Lakshman want to say that one day when he was sitting in his arithmetic class and his mind was away from the sums and all those things related to maths, his mind was away, and he started making the sketch of his arithmetic teacher and turned out his face into a half man and half tiger's image, and this is how he started making caricatures. And soon the arithmetic teacher saw his own caricature, and he appreciated Lakshman in the form of a boxing in his ears. So, Lakshman says that he acquired the cartoonist or caricaturist set of tools early. Apart from a talent for sketching, he also had a natural love for observation. But importantly, he also had the support and encouragement of his family, because as a caricaturist, he had begun offending people early. Now, in these lines, Lakshman wants to state that he started developing the features, or he started possessing all those characteristics which a cartoonist should have in his very early age. And apart from being having the art of sketching, he also had a natural love for observation. That means he was a good sketcher as well as a good observer. But the most important thing for being a cartoonist is that he should get support and encouragement from his family, which he got. And that is the reason he was so successful, because as a cartoonist, sometimes people also feel as being offended. So he had a lot of support and encouragement from his family, and that is the reason he became so successful. So now we are going to discuss about one more incident when R.K. Lakshman was 12 years old, and they had a family wedding. Now let's see what happened during that time. In the run up to a family wedding, he was 12 then. The cook had come in for consultations. As Lakshman explains, the cook was the most important person at the wedding back then. The family's honor hung on his performance, and there was no one who was treated with more decorum and obsequiousness, as the family spoke to the cook in the most wheedling manner possible. So, in these lines, we can see that during those days, the whole scenario of a wedding was basically depended upon the cook. So as if the cook will cook well, then that means the wedding goes well. And so the cook was given a lot of honor by the family. So Lakshman, while everyone was indulged, everyone was busy talking to the cook and planning everything about the wedding. So during by that time, Lakshman, where was Lakshman? Lakshman sat in the corner making yet another caricature. And no doubt that caricature was of no one else but the cook itself. Soon enough, the family members saw it, and there was quite a wave of titters in the corner of the room. Curious, the cook went up to see it himself, but seeing what it was, flew into an apoplectic rage, announcing that he would never cook for the family that would dare dishonor him. So it took a clever uncle of Lakshman's to win back his favor eventually. Now, what happened in the scene that Lakshman, as usual, he was a good observer, and when he saw that cook, he started making the caricature of that cook, and soon everyone started seeing that caricature and started laughing at that caricature by looking into that caricature. And out of the curiosity, the cook also thought that, oh my god, why everyone is laughing, I should also go and see. So out of the curiosity, when the cook saw his own caricature, he got angry, and out of the furiousness, he said that he's not going to cook for such a family who would dare to dishonor him or insult him. Now what will happen? Everyone was very annoyed that why this happened. Everyone was busy making the cook happy, and suddenly, just because of the caricature, everything has been distracted. So what happened then? Who took over the whole incident? A clever uncle of Lakshman. He went to that cook, and just somehow he managed to ask the cook to cook for the family and the wedding, and somehow the cook agreed at the end. So these were few incidents where we can see that how Lakshman explained his childhood as well as the art of making caricatures in his early childhood, and after a long period of time, he is now a famous cartoonist. So I hope you like this video. Thank you.